Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we have quite an interesting beer. We're going to return it to Fyne Ales, who are from Cairndow, just at the top of the Mull of Kintyre, and we're having a look at their collaboration beer that they did with Brouwerij de Molen from Bodegraven over in the Netherlands, and this one should be really good. This one is called Mills and Hills. It's a 9.5% Imperial Stout, and on Rate Beer it has a rating of 99 overall, 90 within the style, so it should be really damn good. I know Fyne Ales produce some really awesome beers, but I've only ever had collaboration beers that have involved Brouwerij de Molen. I do need to do a dedicated review to them at some point soon. I've never actually come across any of their own beers actually, so I do need to look into that and see if I can get a hold of some of them. But two very good breweries involved in this one today. It's very highly rated, and I'm sure it will be a really nice beer for us to try. But anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the breweries involved here. If you do want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery websites, the link to my future reviews that I'll do from Brouwerij de Molen, and also the ones I've already done from Fyne Ales. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do subscribe to the channel. The whole channel uses a geography-based tagging system, so you can search for beer based on country, city or state, whichever you're interested in. There's also the playlists of the beers from different countries, which I'm still working on, of course. You can check out my whiskey and sake reviews, interviews, beer shops, visits, and other things like that are all on the channel. And as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries you guys would like to see me review. Always interesting to hear from you guys, and your support is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Fyne Ales first of all. So Fyne Ales was founded by Johnny and Tuggy Delap, who put the concept together for it in the year 2000. They basically wanted to bring quality beer back to a part of the country where it was really lacking, and the brewery is actually located on the Achadunan estate near Cairndow at the top of the Mull of Kintyre. The closest village there, I think, is Inverary. It's about 9 or 10 miles away from Inverary. Very beautiful part of the country, and the Achadunan estate, of course, produces beef, it produces venison. They've also got their own oyster hatchery. They produce salmon, I think, as well, and various other things. They're quite an active estate, and you can actually stay there. But in 2001 they installed their brewery, and they had their first brew on St Andrew's Day, and the first beer that they ever produced was the Highlander, which is one that I still need to review. That year they also introduced Kenny Mackay as their head brewer, and 2006 saw them change their head brewer by recruiting Will Wood as the head brewer from Oakham Ales in England. Sadly, in 2009 though, Johnny Delap died, and the running of the brewery was taken over by his son Jamie. Now the brewery actually hosts their own festival every year, which is called Fyne Fest. This started back in 2010, and it's been growing very strongly ever since. I need to get out there and have a look at it sometime soon, but recently they've just opened a new brewing facility on the estate, which has significantly increased their capacity, and they're quite a prolific brewery as well. In fact, if you go and have a look at their website, they do have a very strong core range of beers, as well as various seasonals and one-off brews that they do. This one, I think, was originally produced as a limited edition, but they've reintroduced it recently because it was very popular. I think this might actually be their highest rated beer on Rate Beer, if I'm not mistaken. But Fyne Ales, I would always recommend the Avalanche or the Yarrow from these guys. They're very good when it comes to golden ales and pale ales. I think this is actually the first darker beer that I've tried from them, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. But anyway, Brouwerij de Molen. So Brouwerij de Molen are a small craft brewery, distillery and restaurant located in Bodegraven in the Netherlands. De Molen basically translates to English as the mill, and the brewery is located in a historic windmill called de Argyll, and it was built in the year 1657. De Molen Company though was founded in 2004 by Menno Olivier, who actually started out as a home brewer before turning professional and then deciding to start his own company. And these guys, as I say, Brouwerij de Molen, are quite highly regarded in the Netherlands. It's quite hard to get some of their beers over here, but they are a brewery that I really need to do a dedicated review from. As I said, I've had quite a few different collaboration beers from them, but I do actually need to do a dedicated review of one of their beers because they are supposed to be quite good. I think we do get them in Sweden, so when I go back over there I'll definitely look up some and get those done for you. But yeah, this one should be really nice. This beer has quite a bit of pedigree to it, so I'll just read out the thing on the back for you there. So it says, Mills and Hills is a collaboration between Fyne Ales and Brouwerij de Molen from the Netherlands. For this beer we pushed our new brew kit as far as we could on ABV and IBU. The result is a 9.5% Imperial Stout with 100 IBUs, that is a modern take on a classic style with bold New World hops such as Soriachi Ace and Calypso, adding a unique dimension to the rich, meaty body of the beer. Fyne Ales is a Scottish brewery dedicated to brewing outstanding craft beer with passion and integrity. So like I say, this one is a 9.5% Imperial Stout. The hops used in this one are Challenger, Magnum, Polaris, Soriachi Ace and Calypso, and it's got a malt base of pale brown chocolate and crystal malts with some torrefied wheat and roasted barley. So it's a bit of a beast of a beer, this one, 9.5%, and as I said, it really is highly rated on Rate Beer. It's 99 overall and 90 within the style. So I'll just let you have a little look at the artwork on this one here. You can see this is the more kind of they've got two different types of artwork at Fyne Ales. They do have the ones for their bigger batch beers, the things like the Avalanche, the Hurricane Jack, and the Jarl, of course, for their half-litre bottles, but the artwork you usually find on the 330s is a bit different. It's more like this. So there you can see Mills and Hills. Hills obviously referring to the Mull of Kintyre, where these guys are located. Just at the top of that, of course, there's the Fyne Ales symbol on the top there. That's also on the bottle cap on this one as well, and there you can see Brouwerij de Molen symbol, the windmill. So really aptly named beer, this one. It's got a lot of good hops and malts in it. So without further ado, we'll get this guy open and get on with the tasting then. Really looking forward to trying this one. So yeah, nice smoky opening on this one as we get it out, and we'll stick it into the glass. And I tell you something, you can smell a lot of nice brown sugars coming off this beer as you open it up. A really interesting smelling beer. Some nice chocolate, a little bit of fruity ester coming off it as well, to be honest, but it smells really nice. So we'll have a look at the colour of this one and then the aroma. So as you can see, I'll just put the light on here so you can see it. This beer is poured a really nice ebony rosewood colour. There's a half finger of a frothy beigey tan head there. It's actually a really dark beige tan head, this one. If I hold it up to the light, it has a little bit of a ruby edge to it, but other than that, it really is a very dark ebony rosewood colour, almost the same as like Coca-Cola or something like that. A very, very dark looking beer, this one. It looks absolutely lovely. Some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass and a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of that head there. It looks absolutely lovely. So let's have a look at the aroma of this one and see how we get on. Now that one smells really licoricey. There's a lot of licorice coming out of this beer. It does smell absolutely lovely. So you've got a nice sweet milky chocolate aroma out of this one. There's a lot of licorice in there as well. You can pick up some of these kind of treacle, molasses sort of things going on. There's a bit of richer sweet caramel in there too, and it is quite toasty, but really it's a lot of licorice, some nice sweet chocolate. There's a bit of black malt in there as well, just a little bit of roasted black malt. But overall, the aroma from this beer is very, very sweet. We'll sugar it up and see what else we can get from it. Yeah, when you sugar it up, you start to get more of that kind of roasted black, almost coffee bean character coming out of this one. There's a bit of breadiness too. You can pick up some of this nice brown bready character that you often get from stout beers. But it's absolutely lovely. It really is quite forward on the licorice part of the nose. There's a bit of sweet milky chocolate, like I said, and some nice sweet caramel. A bit of treacle and molasses in there as well, which is really nice. Some earthy hop, nice little bit of roasted coffee, black beans, a little bit of red fruity ester as well, maybe just a little bit figgy, but there's a lot of complexity to this aroma, so take a little bit of time and just enjoy it before you actually try the beer, because the aroma, of course, is beautiful in this one. It really is very, very nice. Probably the most complex aroma I've come across in a wee while, actually. There's a lot going on in this one, and it smells absolutely lovely. It reminds me a little bit actually of the Omnipollo beers that we have back over in Sweden, these Imperial stouts that these guys do. It almost has a little bit of a cakey aroma to it. So really, like I say, just take a bit of time and enjoy the aroma of this one. There's some lovely chocolatey, licorice, caramel, bready sort of things going on in here. Really is lovely. But let's get stuck into this beer then. So this one is the Mills and Hills from Fyne Ales, a collaboration brew with Brouwerij de Molen from the Netherlands. Let's get stuck in. Proost, Slanje. That's lovely. That's a top quality beer. No two doubts about that. This is a lovely, lovely brew. Yeah, this is really good. I mean, like I said, Fyne Ales are very well known for their kind of golden ales and pale ales and things like that, and it's really cool to see that they can produce a stout beer that it's this good. Brouwerij de Molen are a brewery who are very highly rated as well, and I always like that when you get these breweries that come together and they produce a collaboration beer like this that is just top notch. I mean, just on a couple of sips you can tell this beer is deserving of its rating that it has. You know, 99 overall in rate beer. That's about right for this one. It really is very good. But that's lovely. So in the middle of the palate you've got a lot of stuff going on, as you would expect from an Imperial Stout. It is a very malt forward beer. So the basis of this beer, you can just feel a little bit of the roasted black malt, the kind of coffee bean flavours. You can feel that as you move out towards the edge of the tongue, and that's just kind of underpinning the whole beer. There's a lot of sweet chocolate in this one, nice sweet milky chocolate. There's a lovely sort of licorice character, like I was saying. You can pick that up from the aroma, and there's a little bit of a sort of cakey flavour to this one as well. I'm not getting as much of the kind of treacle and molasses that I was picking up in the aroma. There's not really that kind of toasted brown sugar element to this one. It really is more of a chocolatey licorice brew, this, I would say. There is a little bit of it in there. You can get it maybe a little bit more towards the front of the tongue, but really for me it's the chocolate and the licorice that are taking the front seat in this one. As the flavour progresses, you start to get a little bit more of that roasted black malt character and the sort of coffee bean flavours that go with that. You can feel that just starting to push its way out as you move further into the aftertaste in this one. But this is a lovely beer, make no mistake about that. It really is very nice. But there is definitely a sort of almost cakey flavour to this beer. It really is very nicely done, this. It's you know, as I said, it really deserves its rating that it has on Rate Beer. There's a sort of bready, kind of cakey underpinning to this beer that starts to come out as your mouth adjusts to the flavour of this one. It really is very nice. And as the flavour starts to progress a little bit more and get a little bit sweeter as the beer's warming up, it really is nicely done. Yeah. A lot going on in this beer. So around the edge of your palate, in the back corners, I'm getting a nice bit of earthy hop. As you come further forward, it's a bit smoother and lighter and grassy actually. You can really feel that kind of slightly grassy wetness around the edge of the palate here, but the hops are very smooth. The palate in this, like I say, is dominated by the centre of the mouth where these malt flavours are coming out. If you just go behind the front curve of the palate there, you'll feel that little oily bubble where some of these nice red fruity esters are coming out. For me, it's a little bit figgy. Maybe there's a little bit of a raisin flavour in there too, but it really is very nicely done. There's a lot of blended flavour in this one. Yeah, really, this is a top quality beer. There's not much more you can say about it than that. I love how the flavour in this blend together. The chocolate, the licorice, even the coffee bean and black malt flavours that you're getting from this one. There isn't actually coffee beans in it, but I always find that black malt has this little bit of kind of coffee-ish flavour to it because of the roastiness. But it really is, the flavours just all blend together really well. I like it how that these sort of black malt flavours just push their way out as the flavour progresses. It really is very nice, and the sweetness to the malt base is beautifully done as well. It's an absolutely lovely beer, and you get a bit of this kind of caramelly sweetness, that sort of treacle molasses flavour just later on as well. It isn't too punchy as it can be in some stouts, but this one is absolutely top class. If you get the chance to try this beer, I would highly recommend that you do it. It just blends together really, really well. And I'm finding the red fruity esters are getting a little bit sharper as the flavour progresses as well. I'm getting just a little bit more of a kind of plummy thing going on rather than the usual raisins and figs. But main point of this review, it's a beautiful, beautiful beer. Both breweries have done it very, very well with this one. So in terms of the mouthfeel, I'd say this guy is mid-bodied, pushing the full-bodied category actually. It's got a nice, big, oily mouthfeel. I always love that when you get an Imperial Stout. I tend to find that the Imperial Stouts are a bit more oily than creamy, of course. This one for me is more of an oily stout. than a creamy stout rather than anything. You've got a nice sweet malt base to it, but it does have a little bit of bitterness in there as well. Like I said, it starts off sweet and then starts to become progressively more bitter as the black malt starts to push its way out. You've got a smooth hoppy character. There's a little bit of dryness in the back corners of the palate, but as you move further forward and around the front of the palate, it does start to get more and more smooth, I would say, from the hops, and there's a little bit of juicy fruity esters coming out of this one too. But like I say, the main point of this review is that this is a damn good beer. This is probably the best beer I've reviewed from Fyne Ales, and I really do love the Yarrow, and the Ragnarok was really good as well, but I would go as far as saying this is the best beer I've reviewed from Fyne Ales so far, and hopefully I can do some more from Brouwerij de Molen as well. But every collaboration brew that I've reviewed that they've been involved in has been at pretty top class, so I really do need to review some of their own stuff at some point soon, so hopefully I can do that. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching my beer reviews. I hope you've enjoyed this one. This is a really top quality beer. This is one of the best craft beers you're going to find in Scotland quite easily. I also said that in the last video about the first world problems from Stewart Brewing, but this one really, this one is at the other end of the scale, of course. This is one of the best stouts you're going to find in Scotland. It really is top class. If you get the chance to try this one, I would highly recommend that you do it. It's actually quite hard to find this bottle. I got this one down in Ayr, in a whisky shop down there, so I was really lucky to get that, of course. But this one is a top quality beer, fully deserving of the rating that it has on Rate Beer. So if you come across this one, I would highly recommend it. One of the best craft beers that you're going to find from Scotland, and like I say, two very good breweries involved here. Fyne Ales over at Cairndow, and then Brouwerij de Molen from Bodegraven in the Netherlands. So give this a go if you get the chance. But as always, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer and the brewery in the comments section below. Make sure you check out my social media, and as always, I hope to hear from you guys soon. This one is the Mills and Hills beer from Fyne Ales and Brouwerij de Molen. Really top quality stuff. One of the best craft beers you're going to find in Scotland. Until the next time, it's Slange just now. Support your local craft breweries, and if you get the chance to try this one, I would highly recommend it. Slange just now, and I'll catch you soon with more beer reviews. Cheers.